I've mentioned in the past, my brother really loves Bruce Springsteen, but I mean, it is probably, that is his thing. He's taken me to a couple of Bruce shows, and I'm going to touch on these briefly, but I'm going to talk about the ones that were kind of important around this time, and we will come back and discuss those a little bit more later. The first show that I ever saw with my brother, the Bruce Springsteen Shows, that is back in June of 2000, and at Phillips Arena in early June, they debuted Further On Up the Road, a great song. They also played the song off the Greatest Hits album, Murder Incorporated. It was a truly fantastic show. First time I've ever seen Bruce Springsteen live. Knew about the guy, didn't really follow him that much, hadn't listened to much of his music, and that guy came out there and rocked it for over 3 hours. We had floor seats. It was actually Robert, his wife Tia, and his mother-in-law Connie, and we had floor seats. First time that I was ever on the floor. It was a fantastic show, start to finish. But the one that was probably the most meaningful to me was in February of 2003. I came down to Atlanta, and we saw Bruce on the Rising Tour. This album, if there was one album that I listened to and it still to this day truly reminds me of 9/11, it is this one. The song Lonesome Day, I think, captures it best, and I still get chills and teary-eyed every time I think about it. There was a lot of healing in that concert. It was kind of almost like going to church and feeling renewed. That show was fantastic. We saw him one more time together, I believe, in 2009 at Phillips. We were actually in the pit, and I can tell you that my ears were ringing for 2 days after. Bruce Springsteen is a fantastic musician, and a big part of this story as well. Also closely linked to Pearl Jam for multiple reasons, which we'll get into a little bit later, but Bruce has a big part of the story with my brother and me, with my brother, with Pearl Jam, and me personally. So this is 75 Days and Counting.